Hello fellow Star Wars fans, my name is Starrapter and welcome back to the channel. It's time for another High Republic video. This week we are diving into the insider story in Insider Magazine, issue number 216, called Tales of Enlightenment, The Unusual Suspect, of course written by George Mann, as all the insider stories are set during Phase 2, which is 150 years before Phase 1, adding it all together about 350 years before the events of the Phantom Menace. So this one, we don't have our titular character, Keth, because right now, if you haven't noticed, we are set during the same time frame as the Battle of Jeddah audio drama, which you can check out right now. I have my review on the channel of that. So we are focusing on the other two characters in the Enlightenment Bar, and their names are Muna the Twi'lek and Pirali the Solistan. So they are just wondering where Keth is. Their friend is running late, and if you've read or actually have listened to the audio drum, you know what's happening with poor old Keth. But anyway, we are getting into the story where there is a brother of the Ninth Door that is creepily like hanging out in the bar. So Muna knows exactly who he is. He's a Darksider, and of course, if you're a Darksider, you have this kind of negative connotation about you, a negative attitude about, okay, this person's a bad guy because they're automatically a Darksider. And as we get into the story, we're going to learn more that isn't the case. So these people are noticing this guy, and next thing you know, these raiders, these gang members, bust into the bar. They're causing trouble for everybody. They're holding everybody at blaster point, and that is when Muna and Pirali get on the ground. They're not noticed by these gang members, and then they notice this brother of the Ninth Door motions them to come over to them. And well, he is giving them sort of a mission. He's like, hey, look, if you help me out, we'll try to free these people. I want you to push this barrel of alcohol towards the bar where these guys are. So they do that. They roll this barrel out there. At the same time, they are distracting these gang members as the brother of the Ninth Door manages to basically Jedi mind trick these gang members into thinking that he's one of them, because that's the power of the brothers of the Ninth Doors. They're able to use the Force to basically camouflage themselves, make others see what he wants them to see. In that case, he wants them to see that he's one of them as a disguise. So he goes over, he finds one of the electrostaffs that one of the guards at the door had and dropped, and he stabs it into the ground, which is now filling up with this alcohol, sending shockwaves to all the gang members standing in that alcohol, and they get knocked unconscious, and he is the savior of the day. So they thank this guy, and they approach him, and they say, hey, look, we usually have a negative connotation about you guys, a negative attitude, because if you're a Darksider, you gotta be bad, right? And that's the moral of the story. What I really like about this is, even though this Mindoku, brother of the Ninth Door, is a dark side follower, doesn't mean he's a bad guy. So he could have easily left on his own accord. He didn't have to try to save these people, but it's the right thing to do. And I think this is great, because in Star Wars right now, we are getting so much of the stuff from Dooku, right? Tales of the Jedi, and you're seeing some things, hearing some people's reports in the Bad Batch about, hey, maybe Dooku wasn't such a bad guy, even though we paint him in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith as an evil guy. So everybody has a different perspective. I really love this. And I like how we're diving into a different Force sect that studies not the light side, but the dark side of the Force. So far, you know, the Night Sisters, I guess you could consider them dark side Force users, as well as, of course, the Sith. But now we're expanding that in the High Republic era with the brothers of the Ninth Door. So there you have it. That was a short story called The Unusual Suspect. I do enjoy how we're getting just single stories. We're not getting part 1 and part 2. So everything is like nice and concise in these stories. Can't wait to see what happens the next issue. So there you go. That was everything in this issue. What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. For more on the High Republic, I have more videos on the YouTube channel. Many dozens of videos based on the High Republic. So go ahead. If you like this video, you can simply support by subscribing. That's going to do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.